Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So in this video we are going to discuss about the iterating statements. What are iterating statements in Python? Okay, and we are going to do so many examples also. Okay, at the last of the video we'll be discussing something called the number guessing game. Okay, so before starting the video, please do subscribe to my channel and press the bell button. Okay, so that you will be able to get the notifications when I post new videos. Okay, so now let's get started to our video. Here you can see something called iteration statements. Okay, so iteration statements means they are the repetitive statements allows a set of instructions to be performed until a certain condition is fulfilled. Okay, until and unless a condition is fulfilled, the statements will go on performing. Okay, so examples are while loops and for loops. Okay, so in this video mainly we are going to discuss about the while loop. Okay, what is a while loop? So a while loop is something, a loop that will repeat the instructions within itself as long as a condition remains true. So until and unless the condition is true, it will be going on performing some instructions. Okay, it can be an infinite loop. Infinite loop means it will be continuously performing and it won't have an end. Okay, they are known as the infinite loop. And we can also make this while loop a finite loop as well. Okay, the condition is first tested. Here is the syntax. Okay, here you can see the syntax: while, loop expression and the loop body. So checking the loop expression, the loop will go on continuing. Okay, the condition is tested first and if it's true, the loop body is executed. After the loop body's execution, the condition is tested again. Loop body is executed as long as the condition is true. The loop ends when the condition is false. Okay, now let's see the example and then let's come back. Okay, so now this is my Jupyter notebook and we are going to give a while loop. Okay, I am going to take a variable called a is equals to 0 is equals to 5. Okay, any value you can take. Now I am going to give a while loop giving that while a is greater than 0. So is a greater than 0? Here it's 5, right? Your a value is 5. So it will check whether 5 is greater than 0. It is true. So now it will print the value of a. Okay, now let's see what we are going to get. We are going to get this value 5, right? It's repeating, isn't it? Can you see there is no end? This is known as a infinite loop. Okay, so now how can you convert this into a finite loop is what I am going to tell you. Okay, so my condition is that a is equals to 5 while a greater than or equal to 10 or while a greater than or equal to 5, what should happen? It should print a. Okay, if it is greater than or equal to 5 only, it should be printing a. Now let's give a plus is equals to 1. Now let's see that. Here you can see that it's again a infinite loop, right? Because the loop is increasing each time because we haven't given a loop end. Okay, so now let's try to give like while a less than or equal to 5. Then you don't have a output because what happened here, your a is 5 and the expression is also 5. So if I give a is equals to 0, let me take a new notebook because this notebook is actually stuck, right? Here you can see. So now my value of a is 0 and we are giving a is less than or equal to 5. So is 0 less than or equal to 5? Yes. So it will print 0. Next time what happens? This a gets incremented because a plus is equals to 1 and this becomes 1, which is always less than or equal to 5. So this continues. At the point where the value of a becomes 6, your loop execution ends. Okay, is this clear for you guys? I hope it is clear. Okay, so now let's try to give here print loop over. Okay, so I'll show you what happens. So here you can see at the end, once when this loop execution is over, it will redirect to the outside the loop, okay, which is the print statement we have given outside the loop. So this is known as the loop over. Got it? Okay. So now let's go back to our PPT and continue. Okay. Again, we are going to discuss a program to find the factorial of a number. Okay. So you know what is a factorial? Factorial means if it is a 5 factorial means it will do like 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. And what is into means multiplication. Okay. So like that it will be doing. So 1 factorial is 1 into 1, 1. Okay. 2 factorial is 2 into 1, 2. 3 factorial is 3 into 1, which is 3, and it goes on like that. Okay. So this is factorial. So now let's see how you can create a factorial program using the while loop. Okay. So here I am back with my Jupyter notebook. So let's try to give number is equals to int input of enter a number. Okay. So now let's take two of the variables, which is fact and a. Both are equal to 1. Okay. Enter a number 4. Okay, so now we are not supposed to give it like this. Let's give it separately. Okay, fact is equals to 1 and a is equals to 1. Okay, we are taking this because this is the. So now let's give it like this. So this is the variable called fact for the factorial. Okay, so how much factorial and things like that we have to calculate, right? And a is a variable that we are taking in order to iterate. Okay, so now let's give while a is less than or equal to number. What you have to give? Fact into equal to a. Now let's give a plus is equals to 1. Each time your a is increasing up to your number. Okay, because we have to do 1 into 2 into like that, right? So that's why we are using this a variable. Okay, so now let's take like factorial of the number is let's give fact. So now here if I give 1 factorial, what it will do? The factorial of 1 is 1. Okay, so now let's try to give 10. So what it's doing? It's doing 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into up to 10. Okay, now let's give 5 factorial. 5 factorial is 120. What it did? It did 1 into, so this a is the changing one. Okay, 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6, 5. Okay, so into 5 up to that it did, and you got the value as 120. Got it? So this is the factorial. Okay, now let's move on to the next topic called break statement. Okay, so now in this break statement you can see that this is the first the definition. A break means it is breaking from somewhere, right? So here we have got a break statement that enables a program to skip over a part of the code. A break statement terminates the very loop it lies within. The execution resumes immediately following the body of the statement. Okay, so now here you can see it is a while loop with a statement and it checks the condition. So if this condition is true, it will break and then it will go outside the loop. Okay, where it is the very loop statement after the loop. If you have written any statements below this if loop, it won't be working, or the if statement, it won't be working. This is known as a break statement. Okay, So now let me show you an example in the Jupyter notebook. So let's see an example of a break statement. Okay, I'm going to take a division program. Okay, so let's take like a is equals to int input of enter a numerator. Okay, so for a division you have got a numerator as well as a denominator. Okay, so now let me give like input of enter the denominator, enter the numerator as well as enter the denominator. If now let me give if b is equals to 0, which means the denominator equal to 0. Let's print like division not possible, right? Division by 0 error. Okay, so now let's give break, and after the break we are going to give something called else. Okay, inside the else I am going to give c is equals to a by b. Now let's print quotient is c, isn't it? So this is completely a division program, and here if the b is 0 means it will break from here, and now let's give here break. Okay, this is just to show you how it works. Okay, for that only I am going to give here break statement. Okay, so now it shows that the break is outside the loop, right? Okay, let's remove this else statement and just see. Still it says that the break is outside the loop. Let's give here a while loop. Okay, while a greater than 0. This is just a loop to make the break work. Okay, because the break is not working because we forgot to give the while loop. Okay, so now let's print quotient is a by b. Okay, now let's see here, the numerator is 4 and the denominator is 0, and here you can see the break, because here from the break it is breaking from the if statement as well as from the while statement, and it comes out of the while statement and prints this. Okay, so this is known as a break statement. Okay, the next, I hope this was clear for you. If you have any doubts, please do let me know in my comment box. Okay, so that I can get back to you guys. Okay, so again we are going to discuss about something called the continue statement. Okay, so continue statement forces the next iteration of the loop to take place, skipping the code in between. Okay, it will skip the code in between and then it will start the iteration. Okay, so here if you have given anything below, what it does, it will not go to the end of the loop, instead it will go on continuing. Okay, it will just go on continuing as a loop itself. Okay, so inside a loop a continue statement is not that necessary because it always checks the condition and continues, right? That is the only thing that the while loop also does. Okay, so now I am going to show you an example of a continue statement. So here I am back in my Jupyter notebook. So what we are going to do is, instead of giving the break statement, let's give it by continue. Okay, so let's see that if 4 and 0, if it is 0 means what will happen, it will again continue, right? Which means the while is, let's give here something. Okay, so that you will be able to know whether it's going on continuing. Okay, let me give here hello. Got it? Wait 1 minute. So where it is continuing, if you want to know, I can just give a print statement. Only if we give a print statement, then only you guys will understand whether it's performing or not. Okay, I'll give you a 4 and this is 0. So now here you can see that the hello continues, right? Why? Because here I have given a continuous statement and it go back to the loop, and again this thing continues. Okay, so that's why we are able to get hello. And here you can see that the scroll bar is again moving up because the items are increasing, right? I hope this was clear to you guys. So if you have any comments, do let me know in my comment box. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the number guessing game. Okay, how to create a number guessing game. Okay, so let's do that in the Jupyter notebook. So here I am back with my Jupyter notebook and you are going to guess a number that is randomly generated. Okay, so here what we are going to do is that computer has got a random number with him. Okay, so for that what you have to do is first let's import something called random. Okay, so now the number by the computer. Okay, so the number C is equals to random dot rand int of 1 comma 100. Okay, so now I'll show you how this works. Okay, so now here you can see randomly it chooses 79. Okay, again let's see, it chooses 7, again 84, again 30. So each time you are executing, your random number guesses is different, right? Because it chooses a number in between 1 and 100. Okay, if you want in between 1 and 1000, you can just give like this. So now let's give print. Okay, because there is no print, it is not actually showing. Got it? 822, 370, 896. Okay, so now again you have to guess the number that it is being generated. Okay, so I'm going to cut my print statement here and let's try to give like print welcome to number guessing game. Okay, so now let's give chances, because how many chances a player can play. Okay, now I am going to print guess a number between 1 and 1000. Okay, so now the user should start to guess. Okay, so now let's give while chances is less than 5, you have to give guess is equals to int input. Okay, you are giving a time for the user to guess. Okay, as soon as it guesses, you have to give chances plus is equals to 1, which means you started from the chances 0 and each time you guess, your chances should be increasing. Okay, if the guess equal to number, what should happen? You have to print congrats, you won the game. If the guess is less than the number, what you have to print? If the guess is less than the number, you have to print that your guess is too low. Guess a number higher than, and just give the guess. Okay, because guess is the variable that stores your guess number. Okay, else what you have to print your guess is too high. Guess a number lower than the guess. Okay, So each time what happens is that the chances are increasing, right? So now what you have to do? Let's give, if not the chances is less than 5, what should happen? If not means it is the opposite, right? Here we have given chances is less than 5. If not, which means the chances are greater than 5, what should happen? You have to print you lose the game, the number is, and let's give the number. Okay, so now let's start to play the game. Here you can see that guess. Welcome to number guessing game. Guess a number in between 1 and 1000, because we are giving in between 1 and 1000 because we have given here 1 comma 1000. Okay, so the user who's playing also should have in between the 1 and the 1000. Got it? So now let's try with 45. Okay, here we have given num c, right? And I gave here as a number. So that is the problem. Got it? So now let's give 45. Guess a number higher than 45. Let's give 788, which is lower than. Let's give 600. Higher than 600, which means 700. It's too high. So you understood that it's between 600 and 700. So let's give 650. So you lose, your number is 659. Okay. So there are only 5 chances. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And after the 5th chance, you got your number. Okay. So this is how you can create this game. Okay, so I hope you like this video. If you like my video, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to press the bell button. Okay, and don't forget to give me a comment on this video. See you in the next video with some other interesting videos. Bye.